like not having a boss, but it's great. I don't know, it's great to be able to create. Like when I first started out doing this stuff, I had very small ideas about what was possible and that sort of thing. And just looking back, it's like, wow, you're capable of so much more than you think you are. And it's great having the space to do that. You know, being an entrepreneur gives you the space to do that. There's so many, but one of my favorites that I'm thinking about at the moment is, I love The Magic of Thinking Big. That's a fantastic book. But there's so many awesome books. Like, I love books, and I love that people can take years of experience and insights and that sort of thing and compress them into like a couple of hundred pages. I love my book, Clarity, as well. My favorite quote's a Marianne Williamson quote, which is the one that goes, our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask, who am I to be brilliant and gorgeous and talented and fabulous? But actually, who are you not to be? And I just love everything about it. It's about shining, it's about being yourself, and the idea that the more you're being yourself and bringing your gifts to the world and letting your own light shine, the more we give other people permission to do the same. And I just really, when I first heard that quote, it like lit a spark inside of me that still burns to this day. Biggest mistake I've made, you know what? Always the same thing, not following my intuition. When I don't follow my intuition and do what someone else has told me, or I delay and think I've got to plan more or something like that, rather than just going for it. And I mean, there's a place for planning and everything like that, but sometimes I get stuck in planning. My biggest mistake is always not following my intuition and doing what someone else thinks or what I think you're supposed to do or that sort of thing. Follow your intuition, go with your gut, and go for it. My hero, geez, I got so many. At the moment I'm very inspired by Steve Jobs, but there's so many amazing people out there, and I meet people every day who are heroes, the way they're showing up in their own lives and in the lives of others. So I think it's very cool and easy to be inspired by someone who's done something really visible and amazing. But I meet heroes every day who no one's ever gonna know their name or recognize, but there's amazing people doing amazing things. There's so many big things. I think, like, I'm very interested in the future, and the Institute for the Future talk about volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And those are freaking people out. And so people, when they get freaked out, they don't tend to take action. They get stuck, they get clogged. But if you add insight, so they call that negative VUCA. If you add insight into that, you get vision, you get understanding, you get clarity, and you get agility, which are the things we're going to need. So the people who succeed in 2020 are the people who understand the source of insight and have access to vision, understanding, clarity, and agility. The people who don't get it with the program and start developing their own insight and clarity are going to be stuck in negative VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. So that's what I think is going to be happening in 2020. Well, how it looks to me at the moment is that we're struggling in a misunderstanding that is to the world of 21st century psychology what the misunderstanding about germs and bacteria was to 19th century medicine. They used to think that illness and disease were caused by bad smells, and it just wasn't true, and it actually destroyed a bunch of lives. And when we discovered about germs and bacteria, and when people actually understood that, it's like added 3 decades to the lives of everyone on the planet. So what I'm passionate about is helping people clear up the misunderstanding that's stopping them from moving forward, that's having them struggle, that's stopping them from creating what they want to create in the world. And my legacy, as I see it, what I see is the first generation of children born into a world where people already understand that every single one of us is the source of our own insight, clarity, resilience, and well-being. So that's my vision and what I'd love. Like, that's not a one-man job, but I'd love to, and what I'm passionate about is creating the conditions where that can happen. So that's what I'm up to. The piece of advice I give to any startup starting today is start today.